Hey, are you somebody that wants to get into property, but you just don't know what the right strategy is? You've heard of buy to let, you've heard of buy refurbished refinance, using none of your own money, deal packaging, serviced accommodation, commercial conversion, land development, lease options, and you just don't know what to do. Well, in this video, I am going to be doing the comparison between a standard buy-to-let property, which most people do, versus what we call BRR buy-to-let, so you can get all your money out, rinse and repeat, and build a multi-million-pound property portfolio using one pot of money. Hey, my name's Liam Ryan, and if you are new to this channel, please make sure you smash the subscribe button and the notification bell. I do release new videos every single week, and I love business, I love property, I love working with people just like yourself, and there's so much opportunity in the marketplace right now. So let's take a look at the difference between buy to let and BRR, which stands for Buy Refurbished Refinance, into buy to let. Now, most traditional property investors, they do it the wrong way. And this is what most people have done over the last 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years. They're in a job, they're in a business, they're not making enough money. They're working far too hard. Maybe you can relate to this. They're feeling undervalued, overwhelmed, burnt out, really wanting to live the life that they truly deserve and they desire. But in order to do that, let's not beat around the bush, you need new cash. So they have a brainwave idea and they say, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna become a property investor and I'm gonna go and buy a whole load of buy-to-lets. A buy-to-let is where you buy a property, you let it out to a tenant, a family, a couple, you get a mortgage on the property, you put a deposit down, typically 25%, and then the tenants cover your mortgage payment, and you will typically have £200 or £300 or £400. And what most people do is they work even harder in their job, even harder in their business, and they spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years saving up this 25% deposit. They put it into a property which is ready to let out. And look, I'm not saying that's bad, but it takes a long time. You can't scale, and you are then locking in your deposit until capital appreciation kicks in. And yes, property in many parts of the UK will double every single 10 years. That is brilliant, isn't it? So number one, you get the passive income, you make money while you sleep. And number two, you get the capital appreciation. And even if the market goes up and down, the UK property market is always on an upward curve. It really is the number one asset class here in the UK. Why? They're not making enough houses. We live on a small island. The demand for affordable housing is the highest we have seen it in decades. But the problem with doing just buy to let is that you are locking in your deposit. So then you have to go and work even harder to save another deposit. And yes, over maybe 5 or 10 or 20 years, you could get 5 or 6 or 7 houses in the portfolio and you'd be doing okay. But it's going to take a long time to replace your income and give you any satisfaction and any real cash flow to really do the things that you want to do. So what is a smarter thing to do? It is do buy to let, but follow the 3-step process. Step number 1, buy a great deal and buy it below market value. Buy something dirty, horrible, disgusting, run down. You got to be thinking worst house, best street, something that you can add value to. New kitchen, new bathroom, conservatory, maybe go into the loft space. Go from 1 bedroom to 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms to 4 bedrooms, maybe do a title split and turn it into 2 flats rather than 1 house. You've got to be thinking about the value add. So this is what you do. Step 1, you buy it. Step number 2, you refurb it. And this is not something I recommend you do yourself. you will get your building team to do this, because two of the highest income generating tasks in property, finding deals and finding money, you're not going to be able to do that if you are doing the painting and decorating yourself. So you will always outsource that to a building team. And then once you've added the value, and typically a refurb project could take from a matter of weeks to a matter of months, once you've added the value, it's going to be worth a different price. It's going to have increased in value. And the aim of the game is that you increase the value enough that when you get a new valuation from the mortgage company and they then lend you 75% loan to value against the new price, you are able to pull out your initial deposit and your refurb money. This is how you get houses for free, literally houses for free. So you pull out the initial money invested, you then have a mortgage, your tenants are paying the mortgage, and you've got your £200, £300, £400 a month cash flow, maybe more depending on where you're at. And then with your deposit and your refurb money, what do? You go and get a second property. And if you can buy, refurbish and refinance in a 6-month period with just one deposit pot, you could be doing 2 properties every single year. If you had 2 deposit pots, you could be doing 4 properties every year. 3 deposit pots, you could be doing 6 properties every year. Imagine doing 6 properties a year for the next 20 years. That could give you 120 properties. Now we're talking. Now you're cooking on gas. Now you have got some life-changing passive income that will really build a legacy for you, your family, your children, that you can pass down. You can really make this tax efficient as well. Now you might be thinking, Liam, this sounds great. This sounds great, but I've got no bloody money. Well, that's exactly where I was at 7 years ago. I'd run out of money. I'd lost my bloody business. I was living on interest-only credit cards. I was at a crossroads. It was horrific. One of the most painfulest times in my life, but I just got around new people. I invested in myself. You are your biggest asset. So the best thing I can recommend is get advanced property training. Get a great mentor to support you. Consume. It's no different than learning how to ride a bike or drive a car. When you learn to drive, you get a great driving instructor, you go to lessons, you're pretty crap at the start, you get a bit better, then you're ready for your test, and hopefully now you're a great driver. Property is one of the best asset classes in the world, and if you haven't got any money, guess what? You use other people's money. Yes, you can literally use other people's money. You've got investors, you've got the bank's money, you've got development funding money, you've got crowdfunding platforms, you've got JV partners. Money is absolutely everywhere. I've personally raised over £9 million. And hey, you might be thinking, well, that's okay for you, Liam. But remember, 7 years ago, I was at a crossroads. I never knew how to raise other people's money. I went and got trained. I followed a process. I've done my company setup. I've done my branding, started to go networking, telling everyone who I was, what I do. And the reality is you have got money in your phone book. Yes, in your phone book. But people don't know what you do yet. You are currently the world's best kept property secret. That's what you are. So you will position yourself as a professional property investor. You will work on your branding. You'll do your website, do your product brochures, do your business cards. You will start to not just talk like a property investor, but you'll get to walk like one. You'll start going on viewings and putting in offers. You'll get a real, you'll be infectious. You'll be a property magnet. You can literally be the go-to person in your area. And you could start with buy, refurbish, refinance into buy to let. But you know what? There are so many other property strategies. You've got rent to rent, HMO, serviced accommodation, lease options, delayed with completion. You've got commercial conversions, land development deals. So many ways to make money in this marketplace. And what I truly believe is that over a period of time, to build a diverse property portfolio of different strategies, bringing in different income streams to protect you against the market and fluctuations and things that happen. And imagine how your life could then look when you've got 5 or 10 or 20 grand coming in and passively. Maybe that's when you quit the job, sack the boss, reduce your hours, and then you start to really find out why you were put on this planet. What is your real purpose? How can you make a ton of income but also have a big impact? And there's more and more people in the world that need help right now. The world has gone absolutely bonkers. We've got inflation at its highest level in years. Interest rates are on the rise. The cost of living crisis, oh my goodness. And it's only gonna get worse. And you have a decision to make. Do what you've always done and get the same result, or to get something different, you've got to do something different. Drastic times mean big action. You are not going to dream your way to becoming a millionaire. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, but you are your biggest asset. And when you get around great people, look at Assets for Life. We are in our 7th year. We are now the UK's leading property, business and wealth training organisation with so many success stories. There really is nothing special about me, but there is something very special about the system, the processes, the community, the property freedom formula, the different strategies we focus on. And the reality is you are just one decision away. You make the decision right here, right now. Do you choose fear or do you choose success? You can't have both. And maybe today is the day that you step through fear into success and you make a promise. I am gonna give it my absolute all for 12 months. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna listen to the news. I'm not gonna listen to the negative people, because you could be getting your first or next BRR, buy to let, in the portfolio very, very, very soon. Well, look, there you have it. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you are new to my channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button, and why not just watch another one of my videos right now? If I can do it, you can do it, and I'll see you on the next page.